On this episode of Patriot Games, the boys get caught in the dark heading back from Hell's Revenge.
So Hell's Revenge is not done with us yet?
Moab saved the best till last as the crew attempt to climb Hell's Gate.
I don't know if it's such a good idea anymore.
Nah, come on, man. We're going to do it.
I really am shitting bricks.
No, you'll be fine, mate. Listen.
As the trip ends for Justin and Sarah's mates, it's off for one final adventure with the twins and Mia.
Sheet metal was my livelihood, but I never thought I'd be building gear like this. Every week, we turn tons of steel into rolling works of art. Some of the toughest gear in the world comes out of this factory. Building this gear is only half the fun. No one tests like we do.
That's it, mate. Dude, I got it.
My passion has taken my family to the edges of the earth. Life's a game. We know how to play it. Patriot Games.
The Patriot Campers boys have enjoyed a well-earned beer watching the sun go down over Moab. They've climbed Hell's Revenge, and the epic scenery is the perfect backdrop for some mateship. The only problem is, getting back to camp in the dark will be a lot harder than everyone realises.
Me and the boys finally got to have that sunset beer, but little did we know just how far away we were from the main road and how long it was going to take to get back.
So we thought we were on the home stretch, but little did we know what was ahead of us.
Looking at the GPS, we were only 3 miles away, but this was 3 miles of slow, downhill, hardcore terrain.
Justin tows his X1 down the rock ledge with the guidance of the rest of the crew. He makes it down unscathed, but it provides a false sense of security for the rest of the crew who won't be as lucky.
After watching Justin tackle that obstacle, it became really important to take the right line. One of the things that we noticed was keeping that left-hand wheel over that rocky outcrop. Last thing we wanted to do was hang these Jeeps up.
Let's go and pop up on that rock.
No, I don't want to.
Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Okay, now go right hand down the ducks. That's it. That's it. Stay there.
So when driving the Jeeps down, it was pretty dark. Couldn't see very much, and this was definitely a game of inches. With these trailers, we had no parts available, unlike the Jeeps. So all we were concentrating on was getting the trailers down the hill, unmarked, unscathed.
Stop. Right hand. Okay, stop there. Let's go right. Yeah. Yeah. Come back, come back. Okay, now you can go right. That's it.
I have no reference. All I have is the lights of Moab in front of me. Justin's told me there's a drop-off I'm about to hit, and all I know is the trailer's twisted up behind me. This could get chaotic.
Easy, man. Take it easy. Take it easy. Break.
Now, Matty being Mr. Cautious, he's always hanging off the side of the trailers or the Polarises. He just wants to ensure nothing's going to go wrong. But with 50% of the weight below the chassis, these things don't go over that easy.
Good, mate. You're good. You're out. Yeah, all good. Slow here, mate. Easy, easy.
Once those 2 front wheels hit that flat ground, I knew we were good. The trailer was going to follow us through. Now it's Matty's turn.
Christian Ashton, I want you up there, please.
So it's around 8 o'clock at night, it's pitch black, we're trying to get down this hill. A couple of boys have got through this hard part.
Looking all right, Joe? Yeah, a little bit to the right. Left, right, a little bit to your right, yep.
All we need to do now is put Matty on the same line and we'll get him down to the bottom, no drama.
See if you can walk up there. Yep. Left hand down. Left hand. Yeah, sweet, man. Awesome. I'd even back it up, Jamie. What do you reckon? Yeah, back it up and get off this ledge.
Going forward isn't working, so Justin decides to reverse the trailer back up the rocky trail. But the restricted line is causing the trailer to jackknife.
So you're touching. Yeah. What's he like on that side? Can you go right hand down forward and then back the trailer up a bit more? I can go more now. Yeah, not much more, that's it.
Now, I've come down unscathed and so has Justin. We knew what to do. But for some reason, Justin's put Matty on a totally different line. I don't know if he's taking inspiration from Tommy at Gunshot.
Can you go right hand down and off that ledge now, Jamie?
Will you come in and tell me if the trailer will get through this? And I don't think the Jeep's going to get hung up on this rock.
If we don't sort this out now, it's going to turn pear-shaped real fast.
Well, if you go hard now, you'll get over. But if it's only slow on the Jeeps, it'll be all right. And we've got those down there. I know, it's going to slide on these steering arms and shit.
Justin's out there guiding me, and he pulls me into the hole.
Boys, how come I'm in shit spots? He put you in a different spot. You started going up the wall and none of us did. Boys, go get the TJM set quickly. Come on, hurry up.
Just do what we know worked.
All right, I'll cop that. I'll put him on the wrong line, but it can happen to the best of us. So Hell's Revenge is not done with us yet. Typical Patriot Campers style, we put ourselves in these positions. But old mate's just turned up with the winch. Here we go again. Yeah, we just want to straighten it out, and then we'll take it down where we took the other two. All right, we're winching. You're good, stay there, mate.
So we'd been here for a little while now. There was cars starting to queue up behind us. It was getting a little bit crazy. There was locals there trying to tell us what to do.
Matt, can you just reverse up a little bit? Hang on, 1 sec, let the winch off.
There was a million chiefs, no Indians.
Here, we'll go to this side, brother, and then it won't pull it over. Yeah?
It's the end of the day. We thought we were almost home, but somehow we ran into a disaster. I'm hungry, thirsty, and all I want to do is get back to camp.
All right, Matt, you stop, see if you can drag it around a little bit.
In the process of trying to get out of this hole, the trailer's jackknifed. One of the blokes from behind had to pull it straight with his winch.
Keep the winch going, mate. Matt, you stop. That's it, keep it going. Okay. Stop on the winch, just hold the winch. Matty, you drive back, slow, mate, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Yep, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Stop. Okay, Matt, left hand down, go forward a bit.
Clearly, things turned pear-shaped. Luckily, a couple of locals with the rusty old winch pulled us back a bit, got Matty straight and gave him enough room to reverse out. Now it's time to tackle this thing the right way.
Just watch that trailer.
Trailer's good, trailer's good. Keep it coming, keep coming, keep coming. All right, you're in the hole, Matt. Now go left, and I reckon we go again from there, huh? Thanks heaps, brother. I'll grab that. You're a champion, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks heaps. We should get him out from there. Good on you, bro. Thanks a lot, man. Don't go where I told you to go before. Like where I pointed you before, don't go there.
After Matty is winched back, Justin and Jamie guide him down on the original line.
Down. Go the X1.
Bobby follows close behind without a trailer behind him. It's been a long night, but the boys can finally head back to camp.
All right, let's get out of here, eh?
What's the time, man?
9:15.
What a mission.
I think the girl's going to be a bit upset. Let's go.
Are we still getting that beer, but?
It's a new day in Moab, Utah. And after a long and wild night on Hell's Revenge towing the trailers, the Patriot Campers crew decide to try again. And this time, Justin decides to bring the 1000cc Polaris side by side. It's time to get his own revenge.
Got up nice and early this morning. The boys were itching to get those Jeeps back out on the trails. Now, we done Hell's Revenge, but we didn't make it all the way out because we hit dark. So today was today to actually get out to Hell's Gate and see what all the commotion was about. The scenery just gets better and better around here.
Yeah, done it.
Yeah, look at that out there, mate. That's unbelievable.
What does it remind you of?
Uluru on steroids.
Nerang State Forest, but not.
A little bit like Nerang State Forest, but nothing like it at the same time.
We had a beautiful drive out here this morning. 7 o'clock, the sun's coming up, the long shadows right over the desert. This place, Moab, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. Now, definitely had a bit of a plan this morning. I know a little bit about Hell's Gate. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube. Now, I took the Razor specifically because I wasn't going to let this one defeat me. There was no way we were driving out there, and I wasn't going to do it. The safest bet was definitely the Razor 1000.
With the twins in the buggy, Justin is carving up the sandy, rocky trails. He feels at home steering the side-by-side, and it's not long before they reach the sign to Hell's Gate.
You happy to not be towing?
Oh, I never was towing, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy anyway.
You're happy to not be towing?
Mate, stoked.
Well, I got the 1000 out. I'm going to have a bit of fun today. You know what I did notice last night, though? That little Jeep's got sway bar disconnects.
Rip those off.
Yep.
I definitely need more articulation.
Matty, you want to get the other side, bro?
No, you need to put on level ground first, mate.
There goes that idea.
We can't do this on bumpy ground. We need to put it on level ground. I'm no rock crawler. If you rev it more, they'll disconnect themselves.
How's that, Matt?
Yeah, should be right.
Is that level enough, Matt?
Should be, hopefully.
Ashton, go grab the spirit level out the back of the razor. Look at your flex now, Bobby. Woohoo. You're going to be flexing. All right, let's do it.
Unreal.
Hell's Gate is the pinnacle of rock crawling in the USA. Every year it claims vehicles and egos. But for any serious rock crawler, this is as good as it gets. The only question is, which of the Patriot convoy are game enough to tackle this menacing hill climb?
What do you think, Matt?
That is hardcore.
Yeah? Are you nervous again?
Nervous, mate.
You getting the twitch again?
Pulling up to Hell's Gate. To be honest, I haven't seen anything this hardcore before. It is definitely hardcore. There's no two words to describe how hardcore this track is. I've contemplated it, but being in these rental Jeeps with no insurance for this track, I didn't think it was worth the risk.
Nah, dude, that's fine. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Man, it's not the entry you need to worry about, dude. It's the exit. You need to get back around the other side, and the exit's like, the photos and that I've seen, it's like this massive V. The boys are going over to check it out.
I might have to go do the same thing, I reckon.
Bobby, how's it looking over there?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly over here. There's a few big step ups.
Are you nervous too?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really mind because I'm driving the TJM yet, so it's not mine, but we can do it.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna, oh my God.
Holy
Oh my God.
This is where you see the videos of old mates flipping it
Yeah, and you know what happens when they go over?
down.
They go down good, dude. Like, you're talking like 6 or 7 rolls to get to the bottom.
We'd seen the Hell's Gate videos online before, but nothing prepared us for when we were standing at the top and looking down at it. This thing is nasty.
I don't know, mate, eh?
Okay, you know what happens when you think about too much?
You get scared.
You get scared. Let's go and let this mare out of the razor, and let's get the razor up.
It's a little bit like marriage. I thought about it for too long, and now I'm not going to do it.
I don't know. Don't know about this one.
Matt, are you getting emotional again?
As Justin and the twins prepare the Polaris Razor, Maddie and Jamie assess the entrance to Hell's Gate.
Mate, I think Justin's going to have to do it.
Boys, are you ready for this? Yeah? Here we go. Hell's Gate in the razor.
The Patriot Campers boys are standing at the foot of Hell's Gate, one of the most notorious rock climbs in the world. After some nervous discussions about who will tackle the narrow incline, Justin decides to take the Polaris Razor up first, with the twins riding shotgun.
All right, here we go. Hell's Gate in the razor.
The twins and I pulled up to the entry of Hell's Gate in the razor, and overlooking that cliff, I've got to be honest, I got a little bit nervous again.
How you feeling, boys? We good? We feeling good? All right, here we go.
Feeling that Razor 1000 start to undulate as you're coming down over those big boulders and all you can see is straight down. What a feeling.
All right. That's the bottom. We have hit the bottom.
Yeah, that looks simple.
Let's get a Jeep down, mate.
Justin comes over the radio and says, boys, bring one of the rental Jeeps down. Now, it ain't my car and he ain't paying the excess. There is no way I'm having anything to do with this.
You guys want to come around the other side and meet me there?
All right, don't climb till I'm back around. I'll bring the Jeep around.
Bobby positions the TJM Wrangler in place at the top of Hell's Gate. They need to have the winch ready in case Justin gets into trouble.
It was definitely a surreal moment coming around that corner and looking at that big incline right in front of me. I was here, Hell's Gate, another bucket list item, and I'm about to tick it off.
There it is. Is anybody else nervous or not? Huh? How are we going to do this? This is gnarly, dude.
Now, with Matty on the radio guiding me through, he is the rock crawling master out of the crew. I knew I was in good hands.
All right, what are we thinking, Matty? You got a radio, mate?
Mate, I reckon you just have to keep it level through there, mate, and just take it easy. Take it real slow. If it feels like the front's going to come up, then just maybe back off and try it again, maybe.
You got the winch up there ready to go?
Ready to go, mate. Front stalled. Got a winch extension strap out, but with the extension and the winch, I reckon it'd be lucky to get halfway down, so you got to get it to halfway, I reckon.
All right, I'll get halfway. It's just that ledge I'm really worried about, mate. All right, let's do it. Boys, I can't stress enough, do not let go of those bars at all. I want you holding onto them the whole time, okay? Now, having my two boys with me, I was obviously going to take it as careful as I could, but there was no way that we were coming back down it. As we started on that entry, and you got a big V sitting underneath the razor, you got a wheel on either side. I'm looking out the side. I can see wheels moving and flexing. The razor's starting to pick wheels up on either side. The boys are up the top guiding me through it, but I tell you what, they had no idea what we were feeling at that point.
To begin with, it looked like pretty smooth sailing, but as you got towards the top, it started getting a bit hairy.
Mate, I can't hear you talk louder.
Good, just take it easy, mate. I'll stand in your sun as well.
As we started crawling really slowly, tyres slipping over the slick rock, we were coming up to the hard ledge. A massive step up, a big cutout right in the middle, and I knew this was it. This was the spot. If something was going to go wrong, this is where it was going to do it.
Justin, just hold it there, mate. The belt's probably getting a bit hot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's smoking.
I'm feeling like I need to be up there a bit. Now, I've got this whole situation in Matty's hands, and I'm hanging on to every single word he's saying. He saw the smoke coming out of the belt. I felt it under the throttle, jammed both feet on the brakes, and there we are, hung up on the side of the cliff, waiting for the belt to cool down.
Just keep it there for 5, mate. We'll let that cool right down.
You know, like picking up wheels and that coming up there is okay, but I feel like if I let go, I'm going. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's nothing to stop me. You don't reckon I should punch it, pop it up over this?
No way. Because you're going to be lifting the front end up too high over here.
Okay. After a couple of minutes of letting the belt cool down, it was time to give this another crack. Matty put me on a different line, and he absolutely nailed it. Right, so I'll just roll back a bit, and I'll get another line, eh? Am I good there, boys? Yep. Matt, just tell me when I got the line.
Just wait a sec. You're going to be on an angle there, and then you're going to flatten out as you come up here.
The hardest thing for me to do was try not to use momentum. All you want to do in those situations is put the foot down and bounce over the top. He made it really clear to me, just keep it crawling, so in the event that something was going to go wrong, that I had enough time to react. All right, mate, just keep an eye on me, mate.
Still, mate.
You good?
Yep.
I could feel the wheels start turning, the front end was sliding on me. But sure enough, the back popped over the ledge.
Good, buddy. Right hand down.
Yes! Yes! And that was it, we're home free. I knew we were at the top of Hell's Gate. Yes! We did it! Yes! Coming up around that corner, that feeling, that is a moment that I will never, ever forget. Now, I've had some pretty epic situations in off-road vehicles, and one of them, the top of the list, would have to be Gunshot. But I can tell you right now, they're going to be sitting right beside each other in my top 10 in my mind. Yeah, boys! Yes! Hell's Gate! Awesome! Was that cool or what? Huh? How was that? Boys, get your little asses over here. We did it. We drove Hell's Gate, now that's an L1000. Yes!
After watching Justin come up in the Razor, I was standing at the top and I was like, we're in Moab. There's no way I can't do this. I thought, the Razor looks a little bit simple. I'll give it a crack in the Jeep.
Oi, dude.
Nice work, buddy.
Are you driving that in the Jeep or what?
Way, mate.
Huh?
No way.
Nah?
Nope.
Bobby, I'll give it a crack if you don't mind in the TJM Jeep.
Dude, I'm happy for you to give it a go.
Let's do it.
Give it a go.
All right.
You have more balls than I do, Bobby, that's for sure.
Justin and the twins have successfully conquered Hell's Gate in the Polaris side-by-side, but Justin's brother Bobby agreed to tackle it in the much larger Jeep Wrangler. But after the adrenaline wears off, the butterflies set in.
Shit balls. Now I'm getting nervous. It's a little bit different in this than the Razor. Oh, I'm seriously gonna piss my pants in a second.
Bobby, let's go.
Deep breaths. You feel it? Stop. I don't know if it's such a good idea anymore.
Nah, come on, man. We're going to do it.
No,
Hey, listen.
I really am shitting bricks.
No, you'll be fine, mate. Listen, here's the thing. Keep your bonnet level. Yeah? You want to make sure your bonnet stays level. I'll guide you through it. This is the easy bit, though.
We'll make it.
Don't get stressed out here. Get stressed out when you get to the bonnet. Come on.
The point where I really started getting nervous is when I first dropped in. Off that first drop off, the car was tilting to the side, flexing a little bit.
Stand down. Let's stand down.
I started to think, oh, have I made the wrong decision here?
You're good. You're good.
Mate, look at that.
Right hand down a bit.
That's it, mate. Good. Keep it coming. That's it. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way here. It's where you get steep.
It's just this one big drop here, right?
You're on the big drop there.
Really? I think down there looks bigger.
Down there's fine. Where you are is worse for you, mate.
All right, I'm gonna lip balm this. Look, it wasn't really till I got to the start of the trail and started dropping in down that ledge that the nerves really started kicking in.
No, straighten up, straighten up. Okay.
That's brakes flat on.
You're good, mate. A little bit of left hand down. Straighten up, straighten up, straighten up.
Whew.
All right, Bobby, you're good, man. You're good, mate. You're good.
All right. And that's supposed to be the easy part.
Once you get around here, dude, you've got no choice, eh? Are you right to commit to this or what? You start rolling up it, dude. You've really got no choice because I don't think you're going back out the same way.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm getting excited. I'm getting a bit antsy just sitting here. After I got off that first bump, I rolled down the roller coaster at the bottom. Nerves started to settle a little bit, right until I got around that corner and started looking at what I had to go back up.
Whew. Feeling all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A little bit nervous.
Dude, this is crazy.
Hey, Justin, you got a copy?
Yeah, mate, gotcha.
Mate, I think I've stumbled across someone that might be able to give you a hand up here, buddy.
What you got?
David Adams, mate, the famous Moab guy that's got the YouTube clips.
I've seen him.
Yeah, I know Dave Adams. Are you serious? Is he up there with you?
Mate, he just rolled in.
You're joking.
Oh,
Hey, what's his thoughts? Put him on the radio, mate.
All right, man, whenever you're ready, I'm up here waiting for you.
Dave Adams, how you going, mate? Justin from Patriot Campers in Australia. How do you reckon we're going to go getting up here with a fairly standard
Jeep, man.
Yeah, dude, that'll be awesome, man. We'll get you up at no problems.
All right, Bobby's up. There's a big smile on his face. All right, let's do this.
Let's give it a
All
crack.
right, man, bring it on. We're ready for you.
Lockers on right from the start.
Oh, lockers on.
Matty came on the radio and told us Dave Adams was at the top of the hill to guide me up. Now, I've seen a little bit of his stuff on YouTube with Justin, and when I knew that he was the one that was going to steer me up, I had full confidence.
How you doing, Justin? Good seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, man. You look like you got a pretty serious Jeep up there with you too.
Yeah, we got a pretty nice Jeep up here. My good friend just bought it, and we're out doing some testing with it today, and it's a sweet ride, no doubt.
All right, I want to watch this from the top, so Dave, you're taking over from here, mate.
We got you, man.
Cool, I'm coming up. I want to meet you anyway, man. I'm coming.
Oh, got a little bit of wee on my pants, Benny. A little bit of wee on my pants.
He's going to say drivers or passenger side. So if he says drivers, turn to your drivers. If he says passengers, turn to your passenger side. Keep a slow, steady crawl. Only stop if he says stop.
First gear, low range, rear locker in, and that's it.
So don't ride the brake?
No, don't ride the brake. Basically. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to basically have you straddle this crack all the way up. So if you start kind of falling in the hole, I'm going to make sure you stay up on the wall. So as you get up closer to me, you're going to have the tendency to want to start turning to the driver's side. You need to stay passenger longer than you think you need to. So I'm going to keep you up on this wall probably longer than you want. but we'll get you up it.
Hey Bobby, another thing, just to keep that tension on the front diff, if you feel one of the front wheels start spinning, just put a bit of pressure on the brake, which will lock the put pressure to that wheel that's spinning a bit better, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
Alright, start coming up on me nice and slow, just straddling that crack. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of keep talking to you a little bit, passenger. There you go. Keep coming up, nice and slow. Your front end's gonna start climbing up. Okay, looking good. Keep staying on that line. Looks good, keep coming.
And it's really weird, when you're coming up this obstacle, you feel like you want to turn to the driver's side a lot earlier than you should. But if you hug that passenger side wall, you'll lift that tire a little bit, but nice smooth application of the gas.
Want to keep that passenger side up on the wall.
Okay, straighten up a little bit. There you go, looking nice. Very nice, very nice. A little bit driver.
A little bit driver. Right there. Perfect, stay on that line. Come right on at me. Keep coming.
Sitting up the top with Dave, a well-known Moab local, there's no doubt that he knows these tracks like the back of his hand.
Looking good, looking good. It's gonna get a little bit tippy here, that's all right.
We're gonna keep you a little bit high on this wall, and that'll avoid that hole. So come up nice and slow. Keep coming, you got it. Looking good, you're okay.
Look, even though Dave was on the radio, as I started to go up the top, there's one bit where the whole car starts to tip to one side. I actually lost all confidence in Dave.
Looking good, you're okay.
Oh,
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
Keep coming. All right, now start turning driver.
As the car starts to straighten up and Dave's telling me what to do, the confidence started to come back. I knew that I had this.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. All right, now start turning driver.
You nailed it, bro. Well done.
Woo! Yes!
Oh man, perfect. Right, that was good.
How easy was that with you steering? Feeling the car level out, get all four wheels back on the ground again with only one little bump to go, I knew I'd done it. It was such a relief. What? What just happened? Justin came up to the window. I know he put his hand on my chest because he could probably hear the heartbeat, but I knew I'd conquered Hell's Gate.
Are you joking? Dude, how's your heart? How's your heart? Oh my God, you're sweating.
That guy should be driving everybody up it.
It was great. As soon as Bobby came up, Justin's like, oh man, I gotta do that. Give me your keys.
It's amazing the people that you meet in these types of situations. Now today, we ran into what I would consider a Moab legend, Dave Adams. And this guy knows this area like nobody else that obviously I know.
And it's not just a hobby. It's a lifestyle. It's a defining characteristic of who I am. And so when you say it's a cheap thing you wouldn't understand, you either get it or you don't. And when you get out here and you get on the rocks and you have the opportunity to drive up these insane obstacles and you get to the top and you're like, I can't believe I just did that. And nobody back home watching is gonna get that until they get out and they do it.
There's got to be a winner. That is just amazing feeling.
And once they do it, they're like, now I get it. I understand. And it's a Jeep thing.
Like so many of the trails and climbs in Moab, the Patriot Campers convoy are greeted with some epic scenery. But getting to the top of Hell's Gate was extra special because they were guided up by a local Moab legend, Dave Adams.
You know, to me, Moab is about a couple things. One, getting out in nature, being able to enjoy this beautiful area that we have. I mean, there's so few places in the world that are just this high desert with this amazing opportunity to be able to go out and explore it by jeeping. But what's almost as important to me is the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the friendship, meeting people on the trail. I mean, literally, you guys here from Australia, and running into you and having almost that instant connection with, we're Jeepers. We're here together. We're fighting for the same thing. We have that same passion, and friendships remain important on the trail. I mean, most of my best friends in the world, I met out on the trail here in Moab. And so you combine that adventure of going out on the trail and doing the jeeping and doing the hard trails with the brotherhood and the friendship. Can't beat it, man.
The journey back to camp is bittersweet for the Patriot Campers convoy. As they traverse the red, rocky trails of Moab, they reflect on what could be their last Moab adventure as a group. The team have returned to KOA campgrounds in downtown Moab. And Justin's daughter Mia is feeling a little disappointed that she's missed out on this morning's adventures. She's twisted Dad's arm and they're heading back out on the trails.
So why are we taking the General and not the Razor? Why'd you pick the General?
Because it's got a stereo in it.
Okay, all right, well, that's fair enough. Well, look, I'm happy to give the General a bit of a blast. We've just got back from a massive morning at Hell's Gate. Mia, she's twisted my arm. It's not that hard for her to do. We're going back out to find the CB. Have you got the GPS? You got the Garmin? You better go get the Garmin. Don't forget it again. Go get it out the trailer, darling. Go on.
The daddy-daughter team make their way into the canyons. It's a different dynamic with Mia as part of the crew. She's fearless, but very, very sensible. And she'll be hoping that Dad can navigate better than he ties pigtails.
I dropped the CB down Gemini Bridges a few days ago. Now, we were out in the buggies the other day, tried to find our way here. We couldn't get here, could we?
Nope.
So we pulled the GPS out, and me and Mia, we decided to have our own adventure. What did we do?
We came to find the CB and we headed off to see if we could find it.
Justin and Mia wind their way through the narrow canyon trails in search for the missing two-way. They're navigating using a GPS, but these canyons can be confusing for locals, let alone a pair of adventurous Aussies.
The sign back there said Bull Canyon this way. But the GPS is saying that way. But I think we've got the wrong waypoint in. I think we're going to, that's telling us to go to Day Canyon.
Yay!
We made it!
Yay!
Yeah? Now we got a bit of a hike in there to get up to the canyon.
Yeah, I'm so happy I did my job and we made it here.
All right, Gemini Bridges, there's the sign. Let's do it, come on. Let's get up there and get my radio. How did we even get around the fence? Come on, let's go. I hope we can get it. Yeah? I hope we can find it.
Yeah.
What type of animals do you think live out here?
Bunnies.
Bunnies?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's heaps of bunnies. We've seen heaps of them. What else, though?
Lizards.
When we finally rocked up to the bottom of Gemini Bridges, I could see that arch up there, and it was just a feeling of sheer disappointment, wasn't it, babe? There was no way we were climbing up there. Darling, can you believe we were standing on top of that the other day?
Yeah.
You did a cartwheel over that. Huh?
Didn't look as high when I was up there.
Now, preempting that we were going to find the CB, I took another radio in there with me, just in the odd case that it might still be working. I thought it might have found it a little bit easier to locate it. Mia, just grab my radio, just talk through it, see if we might be able to hear it. It's probably smashed in 1,000 pieces, but try it, babe.
Hello? Hello?
Darling, do that again. Speak louder.
Hello?
I can hear the go again. Go, just click the button on and off. I can hear it. It's echoing straight. It's only right there. It's just there. Go.
Hello?
Ugh.
That sucks.
Mia, Daddy's got a plan, babe. Hang on, I'll come down. I've got a plan for you. You are not going back there and telling the boys you didn't get that radio. So we're going to sacrifice the one that you're holding. So what we'll do is let's scuff that one up a little bit. Not too much, just put a little bit down on it.
A little bit dirt.
Turn that off.
A little
Go.
bit dirt. A little bit
Rub it in, rub it in. A little bit of dirt, like this.
Good looks.
Oh my God, me, you found it. You found the radio. High five. Well done. Got to be our secret. You can't tell anyone to make me look stupid.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's get out of here, darling.
Okay then. Did you get the back of it? Yes. Okay, good.
So as far as I'm concerned, that's mission accomplished, isn't it?
Sort of.
Sort of.
I reckon the back of it's too shiny.
Nah, well, the battery would have fallen off when it hit the bottom.
It's the last day in Moab, Utah for the Patriot Campers crew. The group of families decide a change of scenery is in order and they're splitting off to explore more of the USA in their RVs. It's time to say goodbye.
Well, I'm 14 days on the road now, and look, it starts taking its toll on you. Now, the crew's been here for 7 days. It's been a little bit unfortunate for a couple of them. Emily being so heavily pregnant, there's really not a lot that she can do out here. Now, Kira's got the young baby, and Amelia, well, she got sick from day one. So they've been cooped up in the RV, and they're starting to get a bit stir-crazy. It was time for those guys to get out of Moab. All right, mate, you're out?
Yep.
Cool.
Cheers,
We'll see you in Vegas.
Moab was awesome, but the girls over there are looking at me all covered in dust. They're keen to get out of here, see something different. We're 2 hours from Colorado. I'm going to take Heidi to see some snow.
See you, darling. You did good. Bye, darling.
It's a little bit sad that our adventure in Moab has come to an end, but we've had so much fun, from zip lining to forebeing in the Jeeps and just really immersing ourselves in RV life with the family. It's been such an amazing time.
Now, I've spent a lot of time in America, but this is the first time that I think I've truly enjoyed it. My wife and my son coming with me, being able to tour across, see the different sites, pull up camp wherever we want. RV life over there, the whole grey nomad lifestyle, is definitely for me.
Big trip. All right, man. Thanks, I'll see you in Vegas.
Moab, from the jeeping, the Polarises, the zip lining, the campfires and the family cook-ups. It was unbelievable. But there's one thing about this group, doesn't matter where you put us on the earth, we'll always have a great time.
It's been another awesome adventure, having my brothers here and the girls this time. I'm sure this is a trip that no one's going to forget anytime soon. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you in a few days.
Have fun. Bye, Heidi.
Thanks, guys. As sad as it was to see him go, look, I'm not done yet. I could spend another month here, easy. So today's all about the family. Me, Sarah, and the 3 kids. We're going to go out exploring a little bit more of Moab, try and find another epic destination and spend the day out in this country.
All right, well, let's get a camper loaded up. Let's head out. Let's go and have some lunch, babe, yeah?
Sounds good.
Cool?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Justin is driving Sarah and the kids down the Colorado River. He's taking them to a trail called Poison Spider. And in true Patriot style, this ain't no family day out.
All right, who's hungry?
I'm hungry.
We're going to go out to a place called Poison Spider. There's an arch, it's called Little Arch. And we're going to head out there and we're going to have lunch today, yeah? Just the 5 of us.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like Little Arches? I love your sunnies, girl.
Thank you. Yeah, she conned me.
Today we went four-wheel driving. I was reading the book and it said very difficult track, which I think Justin was trying to hide from me.
No, that'll be cool. This will be a good one, I think, and I think it'll be different, completely different scenery.
Now, I wasn't planning on today to be a real hardcore 4x4 day, but little did I know, this track was rated one of the most difficult.
As Justin and the family ascend the cliff faces of Poison Spider, Sarah quickly realises that this is going to be a lot more uncomfortable than even Justin anticipated.
As we rolled up through some of the rock ledges, I started thinking to myself, this might get a little bit hairy. Sarah gets a little bit nervous at heights, and understandably so. She's got all of her babies in the back seat.
It really does make me quite nervous.
Really?
Yeah, the cliffs, like... Totally have faith in Justin's driving ability. It's more just having the whole family in the car in those nervous situations that really gets my heart going.
Look at that drop-off down there.
Yes, the drop-offs are starting to kind of freak me out a bit.
By this time, we were committed. The only way that we were going was straight up.
Also, I'm really kind of getting used to it, I like it.
Really? No.
It gives me a little bit of a sense of achievement.
No, it makes me nervous.
And a bit of danger.
It makes me nervous.
Now, looking over the edge of some of these cliffs, it's not hard to get really, really nervous. You put one tread in the wrong spot, it's game over.
Justin gets the family to the top of the ridgeline safe and sound. If there's a better end to an international R&D trip than towing your flagship trailer across the ridgelines of the best four-wheel driving that the USA has to offer, Justin, Sarah, Ashton, Christian and Mia can't think of it.
Now, the little X1, it's been tested in Australia in a lot of touring situations, but I have never put it through the paces that we've put it through in Moab. And today, we were going to give it the ultimate workout.
The capabilities of the X1, looking in that review, just seeing it go, I'm just well impressed at what that trailer can do.
All I could see was the X1 just twisting and turning, getting onto some angles that I've never seen a camper trailer get onto before.
This is about as nasty as it gets. Go the Jeep.
Seeing all these tracks, you know, there's some that are so difficult. I was a bit worried, could the Jeep and the trailers get to the top of these destinations?
All right, guys, I reckon this is going to be the biggest test yet.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
This
Keep getting
looks
bigger and bigger.
crazy. This wasn't meant to be a real hard track.
It's so difficult.
Yeah, they all say difficult. We're in Moab, mate.
Thanks.
Even me and my little action woman in the back, I seen her get scared a couple of times when all you could see out of the front window was the blue sky as we're pointing up towards it, climbing some of these massive ledges.
Yeah, and then it keeps getting worse. Are we scraping?
We came to a spot that I thought was going to be really challenging. Now, luckily, there were some guys in some really big Jeeps on the other side.
Can you just watch that wheel for me, bud? Am I good?
You're good.
Yeah, I'll put a winch on.
You back up a little bit. Keep right. So back up.
They pointed me in the right direction, got my tyres in the right place.
That's about as much as I can lock. That's it. Thanks, boys. Good job.
That thing is awesome.
That's what they do.
That's awesome.
You ever seen a camper trailer up here before?
What's that?
You ever seen a trailer up here before?
Oh, no.
What was pretty cool for me was once we got to the top of that climb, those guys were just shaking their heads, saying, "What is this camper trailer?" I asked one of the boys if they'd seen the trailer up here before, and he just laughed it off, like, "Mate, not a chance anyone's dragging a trailer up here."
Thanks, guys.
Justin's family can now rest. The rock climbing is over. All that's left now is long winding trails and spectacular country.
Now, it's pretty easy in any destination that you go to kind of feel like you're at home after you spend a little bit of time there. But Moab, it's a landscape that just keeps on giving. Every single turn that you make, there's something different. The red rock and then the snow-capped mountains in the background, what an unbelievable sight.
Driving along, I kept saying, go the X1, you know, seeing it here in the US, whole family in the car, like, it just can't get better.
As Justin pulls the X1 up onto level ground, it's time to pull out the GPS and reset their bearings. After an epic morning along Poison Spider, the kids are starting to get hungry.
All right, darling, how much longer is it going to be? Let me just check out the Rhino. We are, at the moment, halfway. We're probably just a little bit before halfway.
So we jump in the car to do just a quick little trip. You know, in Justin's terms, that's all day.
At the rate we're doing, which is probably half a mile an hour, that means probably about 3 hours.
Oh, come on, really?
Nah, listen.
Seriously, about an hour we'll be there.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, and it's way past lunchtime, so let's get a move on. Yeah?
Yep.
All right, guys, let's roll.
I'm hungry.
As Justin and the family get closer to their lunchtime destination, the landscape starts to change, setting the scene for an amazing reveal.
This feels a bit more like home, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some trees.
Yeah, it's a bit
strange, isn't it?
Some overhanging stuff that we need to dodge the little trailer around. I'm more used to this.
It feels like
Kind of really random in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel a bit like Fraser Island, doesn't it now?
The terrain totally changed, so trees everywhere. It's just been a lot of rock. And we went through these trees and then boom, we're at Little Arch.
Oh, here we are, guys. Here it is. Awesome, there it is. There's the arch down there. I can see it behind that tree.
Oh, yeah, you can too.
See it?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Little arch.
Break.
Let's not go off. Down there?
Yeah.
As soon as we pulled up, all the doors flew open. It was every man for himself. Everybody took their own lines.
I'm I'm not built for running. Tried to keep up because obviously I want to keep the kids off that cliff face. Hanging out today with Justin and the 3 kids, it's just really creating those awesome family memories that we'll never forget, just us, our tight little group.
Standing on top of that arch, I've got my whole family with me. It's one of those feelings that you're always chasing. We're on top of the world.
4 years ago, the concept for Patriot Campers was born on a family trip just like this one. Born out of a vision to explore the world uninhibited and share it with those that mean the world to you. This trip was just a little bit more entertaining.
Cape York to Moab and Utah, I hope everybody's enjoying watching what my family does and the growth of Patriot Campers. Big shout out goes to Queensland Tourism and the state of Utah for letting us into these epic locations. Being so far from home, we couldn't have done this without the help from Red Rock 4-wheelers in Moab and KOA campgrounds right across America. An adventure like this could not be possible without Cliffhanger Jeep Rentals and the team at Polaris. But it's not over yet, so stay tuned, because next week, Tommy's back. We're racing Fink, and we're going to show you what it took to create the Mega Tourer.